Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Jim Johnston in Northeast Ohio.
Jim and I have an interesting bottle of tequila to dissect.
Very.
You're not even going to believe what it looks like. There it is. It ain't moonshine, folks. It ain't. It really isn't. This is a company called Kokoro. The tequila is called Kokoro. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kokoro. It's Kokoro. Even the logo is kind of like backwards and upside down, but it's Kokoro. And Kokoro Spirits is an interesting tequila because it's a direct-to-consumer. So there are only 500 bottles in existence, and Jim and I have two of them.
498.
400. Well, there's probably less than that now because
in circulation.
In circulation, right? And it took them a long time to get this to us, and we're so really happy for them, for Kokoro Spirits, to get this to us. And there's not a whole lot of information other than what's on the website. So what we're going to do, we're going to taste it first, then we're going to give you the ins and outs and tell you where you can find it, okay? Because it's got a very interesting story behind it. I'm going to use my Stasel Jarrito that I normally use for mezcal because that's the one I have clean right now. So, this cork is going to fight me. Wait a minute. Yeah, whatever you do, folks, don't put this over your shoulder and drink it like moonshine, okay? It's not that kind of tequila. Anyway, it's very clean. The marketing of it and the bottle. I mean, it's a good feel for the bottle, and obviously, if you're going to have it behind your bar, it's an easy pickup because you just grab
a conversation piece. Yeah,
it's a great conversation piece. I'm not sure if I actually agree with this because XXX, is usually moonshine, right? I mean, this is the cartoon aspect of moonshine. It always comes in a jug, and it's got XXX on it.
So I did read prior to us starting this that the X is a recreation of an Anglo-Saxon rune that's about giving and receiving.
Okay.
Because they are a benefit company in California that gives a portion of their profits to charity. That sort of makes sense.
Okay. All right. Of course, in today's language, XXX means kiss, kiss, kiss. So, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got to stand for something or they fall for everything. So, I mean, so anyway, here it is. Oh, nice legs and tears. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at those legs, man. Look at those tears. I don't even know if you can see that. I've got some decent lighting here in my office, in my orifice. So
yeah, that hangs on pretty well.
Yeah. Wow. It had a good. We sniffed it from the bottle, and it smells okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Wow,
definitely
that's
some anise on that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Boy, there's some heavy duty anise on this. And
but that's kind of
I was doing a tasting with Dave yesterday, and the Blanco that we were tasting had some anise in it at the bottom, and it's been a long time since I've had anise. There was one brand that I've had that had a very pronounced anise to it, but there's another one coming from that same distillery, Alien and Fubar. Fubar is the higher proof of Alien, but it's a different brand. And I know, but I loved it because the anise I love that smell.
And this is a
because it,
natural smell. This is not a, because
yes,
I've had a synthetic anise smell before, where it's kind of like a sweet, almost like a cookie anise, like a biscotti or something
right,
like that.
right.
This is natural and it's got spice to it, because I was
Well,
cooking
you know,
last night and I put some chilies in, and I did a little too high with the sprinkling, and that's the same sensation I'm getting here, is a little bit of spice on that burn there. And
yeah, but the thing with anise is that I like to relate it to ouzo, because that's like a licorice, or like a, when we say anise, we actually mean kind of like a combination of licorice and anise, which is, I guess, the licorice. The anise is the base of the licorice anyway. Um, but that is a natural smell, like you said. It's not, you can't. It's one of the. I don't even believe that it can be recreated. Probably can, but in tequila, it's so rare. There's only a handful of tequilas I've had that have that pronounced anise, and I get it from plants that are probably older plants that have, they're not the 3, 4, and 2 year olds that are being diffused. Um,
this
and
has
and
got anise that almost finishes in a menthol because of the power behind it.
right,
And it really, there's not much else to the nose except for a little underlying floral sweetness to start. But then if you take a deep enough whiff on that, you've got menthol in the back of your nose, and a little bit of anise right up at the front. But
wow,
it's clean. It's a natural clean nose. It's not, it doesn't smell like there's, again, I've had like synthetic sugary anise smells that are almost chemical, that not good.
and there's no alcohol. I'm not even getting alcohol in the center, nothing.
No, no.
And I'm not sure if it's because of the bottle being a bisque, you know, a type of porcelain. It's not glass. I'm ready to dive in because it's just what the aroma is so single
I'm
faceted.
just curious of what that's going to translate to on a flavor.
Well, you're gonna be surprised, I guess. Like I say, it's only been a handful, so here we go.
All right. Whoa.
Hello.
Well,
Oh,
it translated.
oh my God. Boy, the mouth feel on this thing, the
Oh yeah.
viscosity is it's got a beefy mouth feel.
But this is peppery and bright, but peppery, and it's got a nice long finish, nice hot finish.
Yep.
But this is the moonshine bottle makes sense, and I'm not saying that it's in a harsh way, but it's it's in your mouth, it's there.
Yeah,
So
it
that
really
has got
is.
some bright pepper up front, and kind of a pepper anise mint in the back, and then that again menthol finish, the same feeling I had in my nose I have in my throat. And
This is what a substantial tequila. This is like I said, I haven't. There's only a handful of tequilas. One that I can't mention because we caught all kinds of flack for that. But the other two are Fubar and Alien that carry that anise slash menthol um, taste and aroma.
this is
Uh,
robust Blanco.
yes, yeah. Mm. Mm.
But sipping it, like if you like a good a rye whiskey where you get a little bit more pepper and spice off of the rye, it you're going for that little bit of bite and that little bit of pepper and a tiny bit of astringency that comes from the menthol. Same thing here. It's not unpleasant at all, but you
No,
just need to be prepared to have a robust spice and menthol and anise flavor on the back end of this, because I bet some people are going to have a taste of this and think, oh my God, that's a long finish. I'm not used to that, but it's just got a nice mellow burn at the end of it.
Yeah, it's I gotta say I'm very impressed with this Blanco. Um, I I guess the number one, if it's they're a direct to consumer is what they're doing. That's part of their business plan. So they're not they're not going to be everywhere. Okay. Um, I would say that this is one of those tequilas you must find and you must taste and you must have. Even if the proceeds didn't go to charity, this is one of these that I. It's almost like a throwback tequila because, like I said, there are only a handful that I've had that have that anise in it, and I'm not sure why it's not more prevalent. Maybe it's the terroir, maybe it's the age of the plant. Um, I'm gonna pop up my let's give the ins and outs on this thing because
Yeah.
it is coming from Gnome 1604, and I know that Gnome, so I want to see what other tequilas come out of that because as I understand it, uh, I think that this I think this distillery is a co-op, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, let me get out of that screen. Um, there we go. That's where I need to be. Okay, and because I want to identify the distillery so that we know what other tequilas come out of it.
Right.
Because I think it's one of my favorites, but I'm not much of a numbers guy. I know a lot of people, they um, keep track of gnome numbers, and I'm not a numbers person, but um, I get to names better than numbers. So 1604, uh, we have Ana Maria, Kokoro. There's only three. Okay, there are three tequilas that come out of 1604. Destiladora Bonanza. And one of them is Libellula, which I've seen and I've tried to get for sipping off the cuff, and I've not been able to. I haven't been able to raise anybody. Ana Maria, I wonder who that would be. Because there's only one Ana Maria in the tequila business that I know of. And then there's Kokoro Spirits. So that's it. You got three distillers, three brands that come out of there. So it's not a contract per se, a contract distillery. This is so exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. That's got to be the smallest amount of brands that come out of one distillery on the current NUM list.
Yeah.
Uh, wow. What do we know about the company? I know you're on
Well,
the website. What does it tell us?
out of Southern California, they are a California benefit corporation. So a portion of their proceeds go to charity, and they support nonprofit organizations from where they source the tequila. Kokoro is a Japanese term. It's a Japanese expression about uniting mind, heart, and spirit. And the X is, again, that Anglo-Saxon rune about giving and receiving. So all of this brand entirely seems to be built upon spirits for enjoyment and spirits for giving back. So that seems to be the theme of everything here. The bottle itself will not be exclusive, at least from what I can tell, to the tequila. This will also hold their whiskey. So the bottle is going to kind of be a brand flagship, and then what's inside of it is going to have to be distinguished by, I believe, the back. But they have very, very little information about production here at all, with the exception of a couple of steps in the process of what they did and who they worked with. Destiladora Bonanza and really took their cues from there and partnered with them. Gold medal at San Francisco World Spirits in March 2019.
And I've
And
been
that
chasing it
is
ever
all
since.
we know.
Wow.
No idea, is it Highland? Is it Lowland? What kind of, nothing. But I will tell you from the flavor and the character, I would imagine, and the distillery itself, I would imagine this is not just fired through the distillery real quick to get bottles out. I think they took their time with this
Yeah.
because this kind of character does not come on a tequila that just got shot through a diffuser and fired into bottles, especially given how short the production run was.
Yeah. This is a. They're doing the spirits, I guess, to raise awareness and their main thing. This is probably not even their main business. If I know, I've read some press about Kokoro before, about the owner, and I think they're a design company, if I'm not mistaken. But um, I wish there was more information. Um, but it
All we
doesn't
have to
matter.
go on is flavor.
Yeah, and you know what? If I had to go on that, I would drink this all day long because
Yeah.
this thing is behaving like a higher proof tequila. It's only 80 proof, and like I said, I've had tequilas that have that flavor profile with the anise in it. I've had it at a higher ABV. If you could find Fubar, for those of you watching us in Vegas, I think Fubar is available in Vegas and also Alien. I'm not sure if they're available elsewhere, maybe California, but if you're not familiar with Kokoro, try Alien. If you like Alien, you're gonna love this because the legs and tears on this they don't quit. This
Yeah.
is really a substantial tequila. It's gotta be. Here, I'm just gonna go. Just call it what it is. It's a brand of
Yeah.
promise nominee. Um, you said it won a gold medal in 2019.
2019 gold medal at San Francisco Spirits. And, you know, as I compared this to the rye whiskey, where I would typically put an ice cube in an American rye whiskey one just to kind of let it mellow. Forego that on this. Sip this and don't mellow it out with an ice cube. Just deal
Oh,
with the spiciness because the
yeah.
spiciness is part of that character. It is important.
It's
And,
it's
and, and the more this sits and I kind of sip it and nose it, that anise is mellowed into a very nice spice. Just the anise and the mint and the menthol have become almost like a great expression of big red gum. When you get that little bit of cinnamon spice menthol bite of a big red gum, this is pleasant. It's like that, but pleasant.
yeah. I would, honestly, I wouldn't even put this in a cocktail. I'm sure you could, but you would miss the experience of letting it bloom in your glass and letting it it's more complex than initially. The longer you let it sit and sip on it, the more it opens up and reveals itself to you. It really
Yeah,
is. Wow, man, what a surprise! I didn't I
yeah.
didn't know what to expect. Because there's not a whole lot of information, but it's
Oh,
it's Kokoro spirits. Do we have a price point for this for the?
you are buying it directly off of the website in this self-service model. So if you go to kokorospirits.com and you wish to purchase this, it is $85.
You know what? Worth every penny for this kind of quality. Why not? You only got 500 bottles, okay? So, um, yeah, and depending on whether how well this does, if they sell out the run, they they may do another run, or they may just concentrate on another spirit just to raise funds for their charities. I like it. I
Unfortunately, if you are living in one of several states, they cannot ship it to you. I am shocked that Ohio is not one of them because I am always the redheaded stepchild. when it comes to getting something. But Ohio does not appear to be on this list. But unfortunately, for folks in North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska. Oh my God.
And don't forget,
You're going to have to get some friends in another state to get it. But if you're in California, if you're in Ohio, order it.
Yeah. I think we need to talk to your friends at the liquor board in Ohio. You need to order a pallet.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow, that's beautiful. Brand of Promise nominee
Absolutely.
in the category. They're calling it a Plata. This is Kokoro, Kokoro, and it's actually imported by a company, Kokoro Spirits, out of Pennsylvania, which is also strange. Is it available in Pennsylvania? Or is that no fly? Are they on the no fly zone?
It is available in Pennsylvania.
Ah, well, there you go, folks. Easterners, pick this up. I'd imagine that New Hampshire might have it. The big New Hampshire liquor stores have it.
Yep.
Great tequila. It is a surprise, folks. That's our take on Kokoro Spirits. You've been listening and watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. Give us a like. Follow Jim on his Instagram. If you're in Ohio, go see him. He and his band, the Irish Pirates. I don't know what's the name of your brand again.
We're called Seamus. We're all named James, and that's the Irish name for James. So we're called Seamus, wow. And we've got a tequila bar gig coming soon.
Ah, there you go. Well, you know what? Go follow Seamus. Boy, it must be tough when you guys are calling each other James, because it's Jim, Joe, Jay. You know what?
We've come up with nicknames. People have given us nicknames too. Some nice, some not nice, but we just kind of go by where they're pointing. So.
Oh my God! But that's our take. Don't forget to subscribe. Watch us on all of our channels and networks. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.